Hi and welcome to Play Hooky with me. I'm in the middle of designing a little backpack, so I'm in the process of making a lot of these little solid flower granny squares. So I thought I'd go ahead and share how to make this just in case you're interested. If you're interested in the yarn I'm using or the hook size I'm working with, I'll go ahead and pop a little info here as well as in the description box below the video. The finished size of the square that you see here is about 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I did go a bit smaller than the hook requirement for the yarn I'm using. The required hook size was a 5.5 and I went down to a 4. So if you wanted to reach about 4 inches by 4 inches, then I would recommend using a 4.5 to a 5 millimeter hook with this yarn. To get started, we're going to do 8 single crochets inside of a magic ring. Now, if you don't like doing magic rings, you can chain 3 or 4 and then slip stitch to close to form the ring. To form your magic ring, wrap the yarn around your fingers, making sure the tail is in the palm of your hand. Hold your ring, go through, pull the yarn through, and create a chain to fasten. And now we're going to do 8 single crochets. Pull your tail to tighten, and then fasten off however you like best. I'm going to do an invisible join for this just to give it a little cleaner of an edge. Now it's really important when you're doing this not to accidentally add an extra loop. So I'm actually going to bypass that first stitch that you see and go into the second stitch, going under both sides of that V. And then going into the top and only into the back of those V's. And then just weave in however you like best. For our petals, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets together. Double crochets together just means that we're going to be forming half of our double crochets and then joining them all together at the very end. Now there are a number of ways that you could do this. So you could start by fastening on, doing a chain 2 or 3 to serve as that first double crochet, and then continuing on with the pattern. But I'm going to show you how to do a standing double crochet to get started. To do a standing double crochet, you can either start with a slip knot on your hook, or you can do it without a knot, and that's what I'm going to do here, just because I like the look of it more. Now it is a bit fiddly, so if you don't like that, I'll show you how you can do a standing double crochet with a slip knot on the side, completely up to you. And like I said, you can also start with a chain 2 if you would prefer. Wrap the yarn around your hook twice, making sure that the working yarn is in front. Now going into any stitch that you like, go through, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. Continue holding on to this tail. Now we just did half of a double crochet. Yarn over, going back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over, going into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you should have essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops and under that one that doesn't have a knot. Yarn over and create a chain to secure. Okay, and that tail is free now. You can let that go. And now we're just going to repeat that process all the way around to make your 8 petals. Now, if you find as you're working on this that it's a bit too tight and it's curling up on you too much, go ahead and do an extra chain in between. That will help flatten things out. I'm not going to add that extra chain. I'm just going to go straight into the next petal, which is 3 double crochets together. Yarn over, going into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, going back in, yarn over, going into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. One more time, yarn over, going into the same stitch, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook, And now we're ready to join them together. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, secure with a chain, and do your next petal. And like I said, if that's too tight, go ahead and do an extra chain. And now continue all the way around. And then once you've reached the end, just go into the top of that very first petal and create a slip stitch. Now as you can see, mine's pretty tight, it's curling in, but I haven't found that to be a problem for mine. I just kind of stretch it back out into place. I'm not going to do an extra knot. I'm going to take the 2 tails. That's one of the things I really like about doing the standing double crochet. It's right next to the finishing tail, and I can just tie those together. And now to begin our granny square portion, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets on the sides and 5 double crochets on the corners. Fasten on however you like best. If you like to start with a slip stitch and a chain 2 or 3 to begin, go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. Again, you can do this with or without a slip knot. I'm going to go ahead and do it without a slip knot. I just like the look of it better. If you want to join me for that, just put the tail in the palm of your hand and hold onto it. Wrap the yarn around your hook twice, making sure the working yarn is in the front. We're going to be working our double crochets in between the petals, so go ahead and go inside any petal that you like and create your first double crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're actually going under it, we're not pulling through it because we don't have the slip knot. Go ahead and hold on to this tail for another stitch and then you can release it. Yarn over, making our next double crochet, and now release. One more, we're working on the side. That's your first granny cluster of 3 double crochets. Now between the next group of petals, do 5 double crochets to form a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue doing this all the way around, 3, 5, 3, 5, until you get to the very end. When you're finished, you should have 4 corners and 4 sides. If you're finding that this is curling up too much on you, then you can go ahead and add a chain in between each of these clusters, or you can just move up on a hook size, maybe a half size up or even a full size up. You should be finishing with a corner, which is 5 double crochets. For this next round, we're going to be repeating the same process. We're just going to be doing double crochets in the top of those clusters on the sides, and then in the corners, we're going to be doing 5 double crochets again. To find your corners, it's going to be the 3rd double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Another way to spot it is just to find the loop that is kind of forming to the right of that double crochet, almost looking like the letter P. Let's go ahead and add a stitch marker just so it's easy to see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Since we did the standing double crochet, it's a bit hard to see a very significant stitch there to work into. We're just going to work in this spot here. You can see your 2 V's quite clearly like that. Kind of hard to see from the front. There are different ways that you can do this. You can go in and chain 2 to serve as your first double crochet and then continue on, or you can do what I'm going to do here, which I'm going to go in, yarn over. I'm going to actually do a single crochet with a chain. I'm doing this because I just like how it looks aesthetically when I'm finished with the square. This is not going to serve as your first double crochet. I'm going to do the double crochet now in that same space. And now I'm going to continue on with the next 2 double crochets. And now we're just going to continue doing double crochets in the top of the previous doubles, and then once we get to the middle, we'll do 5 double crochets. So working into the top. We've reached the center, so we'll do 5 double crochets to form our corner. And that's all we're going to do all the way around. Just do double crochets into the top of each one of those stitches, and then 5 in the corners. Okay, we've reached the end. I've finished my final corner, and I have 2 double crochets left to do. And now you can fasten off however you like best. You can either do a slip stitch right here, or you can do the invisible join like I'm going to do. To do the invisible join, I'm actually going to skip one of those stitches to make this even. I'm going to avoid these and going into that next stitch, go through the front of both, and then into the back only. And that will give us a really lovely finished stitch. If you want to double check on your count, you should have 7 double crochets in between the corners. So just kind of separate those corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. On the finishing side, if you did the kind of chain 2 there to fill in that gap, it'll look like you have 8, but just skip that one. That's just there to help fill things in. I do that just to make it look better. It's a little bit gappy when you just do the chain 2 or 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're good. And the same on the top, you want to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you've done the invisible join like this, be very careful not to pull too tight on that when you're weaving in your ends. You don't want to pull it so tight that it disappears. And that's all there is to this square. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you give this pattern a try. Hopefully, I'll have a backpack to show you here very soon. Wish me luck.